Rest in peace. Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today I'm going to have a look at the SH Figuarts WWE Superstar Series, The Undertaker. The Phenom, the Deadman, the dude that used to be undefeated at WrestleMania. That's still a sore spot. But anyway, got the box. Nice purple lightning stuff going on in the back that really fits. Thank God it's also this design. I mean, I see purple and I have flashbacks of, you know, when he made his debut with his big purple goofy gloves and the ripped up shirt. That's, oh my God. Anyhow, we got the rest in peace. You can tombstone. He's also the Deadman. There's also some Japanese text. And that's the box. Moving on. Oh, nice little look over the shoulder. That's a cool pose, actually. But anyway, moving on to the figure. Deadman walking. Thank God they didn't do the biker gimmick. Holy crap, I hated that so much. Anyhow, size of The Undertaker. Can I even say it regularly? I might have to yell it every time I do it. And there's like a smudge already. You have one job. Enough of the rambling. 16.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which means he's a little over 6.5 inches tall. So he is in scale. I mean, I put him up next to Kane and the rest of the rascals. I'm gonna have Kane in here later to combine the Brothers of Destruction, kayfabe brothers, that is. Now, overall, face is just like all the other ones. Digital printer is the truth, is the future. One thing to know once we get to the accessories, he doesn't have a normal face. He always has some kind of goofy face. Here he looks down, then he got one looking to... Well, I mean, we'll get to that. But yeah, it's very well done. Especially, I like that he's a little bit darker around the eyes. And this is, by the way, I looked this up. I immediately found like a picture of WWE 2K13, was it, I think. So this is taken around 2013. And that was basically the time where he had his hair grown out. And he was really 100%. I mean, he came back with the Deadman gimmick at, what, WrestleMania 20, I think. Yeah. That's when he came back, still had kind of like a short hair, and was still wearing leather pants, even though he still had the Deadman gimmick back. As a result of that, now the bummer is they gave him an outfit that's just completely black. There's no Undertaker symbol anywhere, or dragon, or whatnot. I mean, he had a couple of like a red devil hat, like a fiery hat or something like that. None of that. There's none of that. He has just a completely straight up black outfit, which is apparently easy to scratch, which we found out already. And I mean, yeah, the material, the paint job, it looks good. It looks like it's cloth. It looks like it's spandex, actually. So they made a good choice of that. And the boots are a little bit shinier. What they did do very nicely are the tattoos. And I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, I had kind of like a look over it, how his tattoos are supposed to look. I don't know if they made it 100% correctly, because dude has like a million tattoos. Can't really check all of them, but I'm gonna give you a nice overlook of what the figure has to offer. It looks good overall. It seems like there's still some room. I don't know though. I feel like there should be more. I mean, this side looks a lot better. But yeah, he got all that crazy stuff going on. Kind of like a weird face or whatever the hell this is. And he has the more shiny gloves. With some white in there. Once again, it's a pretty weird design choice. But he actually had those in 2013. I was like, when I took the figure out, I was like, what's up with these white gloves? What is this? He never had like white inside, but yeah. Yeah, he did. The tattoos in the neck. One over there, one over here. Hair is nicely molded. It sticks out over here, and then it's completely soft plastic, so it doesn't get in the way. Yeah, I mean, conversion of it is pretty good. I don't have a problem with it, and it doesn't look super shiny like it did with Kane or Triple H. This one, I like this one a lot better. So there you go. Moving on. Moving over to the articulation. I mean, it is the standard stuff. It is the fighting body up to this point. It's just like I've seen it a couple of times, so. Going over it fairly quickly, the hat moves around all the way. You have the soft plastic hair, so that, once again, it doesn't get in the way. It's just kind of tucked in there, so it's not really on a ball joint. It has some wriggle room, but you will not really be able to move the hair around a lot. So beware of that. The hat, it also Moves up very well. It moves down okay. And you have the neck rotating around with it. Very nicely done, and doesn't leave any ugly gaps. I mean, small ones, but that's fine with that. Then we have, I think, I'm not sure if this is actually on another butterfly joint, but anyway, you have a ball pack with a hinge on it that goes into the torso, and you have this entire piece here that rotates with it. So the conversion looks fairly clean. I say fairly because it's still a big piece of meat that kind of just sticks out of here. But I mean, you know, it's an action figure, and you gotta see what you can do with it. So basically, I think it's pretty good. Doesn't really go up that far because it's blocked over here. You don't have any room on the hinge because the hinge it's hidden in there, you know, instead of making the hinge a part of here. So it doesn't go up that much. It's okay, it's fine, and you can also rotate it around at the ball joint over there because it's just pegged into the bicep. Bicep, you don't have bicep swivel, just like with the other dudes. And I just want to check real quick. Yeah, it goes forward very nicely. So anyhow, don't have bicep swivel. We have this weird elbow swivel, which I don't like because you have this elbow pad over here, which completely ruins the sculpt as soon as you start rotating it. Anyhow, you have double hinged elbow with the hinge nicely hidden though in the sculpt. Goes together like that. Then we have the fist on a ball joint. It rotates around down at the torso. I mean, I took it apart earlier, and then this goes out. We have this going on. So you rotate it around over here at the ball joint. You have a hinge in the middle, and you have another ball joint down there, which you just peg in. And let me get that piece back. Hold on real quick. Alright, fixed. So basically, you get very good motion, very good rotating around, very good at rotating around at the ball joint over here. It's kind of blocked, I feel like, by the piece that's in there, but it's supposed to cover up for gaps, which it's not doing right now. Maybe I didn't put it in correctly. In the back, it's kind of working. I mean, you still have an opening over here, but at least it's getting somewhat closed off by that piece. I mean, it's okay. I appreciate the effort and trying to make this clean as much as I can. Alright, so it's on a ball joint, so technically it should rotate around. Then again, the diaper part is hard plastic actually. I'm so used to it being soft, so it's kind of weird. And I can't get his torso to move around a lot. You just get that much out to the side, and when I do more, it just disconnects. So guess torso area is not the greatest. Then down at the legs we have the classic ball joint, which is on a hinge, so you can move it down for some better articulation. It goes up all the way for some big boots. Doesn't go back that far because of the butt, and goes out to the side nicely. And it is on a ball joint, and you have this whole piece over here which you can rotate it around. So you have a thigh swivel, I almost said a bicep swivel, blah. Then we have the knees, you have the knee pad on there. They are double hinged, so they get good motion, and you know, with the knee pad, it looks nice. I mean, it looks better than your average knees, basically. And then at the foot, we have a big hinge and an ankle rocker, one of the best ankle rockers I've ever seen. And it also rotates around over here, and you have a toe hinge. So accessories, we do get to the faces, and like I'm saying, I have a little bit of a problem. You have the grinning, I mean the faces itself look good. You have the grinning teeth face looking to the side. Then we have one with the open mouth, sticking out the tongue, and the eyes roll back, and even like a hair going down, like a little bit of a different thing. So that's cool, and then just a static pose without any pupils. Now, he doesn't have a regular face. Like, if you want the regular face, you have to take the one without pupils. It doesn't have one where it just looks straight and, I don't know, just looks normal like that. I guess you could paint some pupils in that if you really want to. I wouldn't do that because I'm not good at that. Of course, you have the hat, which seems, I mean, it is soft-ish plastic. It's still somewhat sturdy material. Then he has a thumbs up. Of course not. No, he does like when he does the rest in peace and slits the thumb around his throat, or whatever you call that when he does that motion. And then we have the classic, I say classic because all the wrestling figures had these, so you can have your grappling poses. They just did one open hand, which will not focus right now, my camera sucks. You have the one open hand with a hinge on it, so you can move all the fingers up and down. I'm not a big fan of that, but once again, as I said with all the other wrestling figures, I mean, they had to do something like that. You can't do a million hands for all the wrestling poses and to have everybody grab everything, so I'm okay with that, and that's it. So before we get to the final thoughts, as promised, here he is with his kayfabe brother, They have basically the same size. Let me see. Yeah. Pretty much in scale. And they both look good together. So you can have your brothers of destruction circa, I don't even know. Like, did Kane still look like that in 2013? I think they're all around that timeline. That's gonna do it with the figure. I'm gonna give you the final thoughts right now. Final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, he's a very solid entry in the WWE Superstar Series. Just like everybody else, the face sculpt is amazing. Digital printers rule. You have all the nice detail in his tattoos. The articulation is good. I mean, the articulation is actually very good, except for maybe like the torso, which is kind of weird around right now. Oh, it's still rotating around, but it's connecting immediately. So yeah, I mean, overall, I do recommend them. Good articulation, good look. And the only thing I really could complain about is the lack of a logo over here. Really would have liked that, and a coat, but that would have been that's a bonus. That's not even a complaint. Coat would have just been amazing, but probably would have been more expensive because that would have been a lot of plastic. Anyhow, so 100% recommended. I do not see a huge blemish on this. So yeah, it's a good taker. That's gonna do it as usual, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever The Undertaker wants.